So I want to get into some of the do's and don'ts of interviewing agents right now, because obviously the game has changed. We have the ability right now to 100% sell real estate virtually, whether you're a buyer or a seller. We've actually had this ability for years and years. It's just that we were ahead of the curve. We are a very tech-driven real estate team, and I would put up our technology and our systems and our marketing platforms up against any other agent in the country. I firmly believe that. We have some awesome stuff that we do that is just so much different from the run-of-the-mill, put it in the MLS, it syndicates to Zillow, blah, blah, blah. Everybody does that. It happens automatically as soon as it goes in the MLS. But these agents that are really going above and beyond are the ones that I think are reaping the benefit. And so when you're interviewing an agent, when you're talking to somebody, what are the things that you should really be looking for, especially right now? And I think one of the first things, and you guys know that I'm a big proponent of this, is they have to be able to clearly explain market dynamics. They have got to understand consumer confidence, behavior, trends within the market as it specifically relates to you and your home and your goals. If they can't do that, then it's obvious they have not spent the time to prepare either for the appointment, or they're just not in tune with reality right now in the real estate market. You rely on us as real estate agents as a window into the real estate world so that you can build proper expectations about this process. It's the people that have unrealistic expectations or that are being coached by these real estate agents to have unrealistic expectations. Those are the ones that, the agents end up getting fired and they move on to somebody else that has a better understanding of how to produce results. And one of the things that I'm referring to right now, and I don't like beating around the bush very much, you guys probably know that about me by now, is all these agents that are overpricing properties still. Let me just hit you with a little reality. The majority of buyers in this market, unless you have something that a lot of buyers want, if it's a home in a lower price range that's, move-in ready, that's priced right, maybe even a percentage point or two below the market, it's marketed well, it's going to sell, and it's going to sell fast, and it's probably still going to get multiple offers. But these folks that are still out there telling sellers what they want to hear and pretending like there isn't some sort of cloud hanging over our market are the ones that are just setting you up for failure. You're going to hit the market, and you're going to wait 30, 60, 90, 180 days, however long it is, for that agent to muster up the courage to say, you know what, we need to adjust our tactic because we're just overpriced. If that's not happening, or if you wait too long to have that conversation, you kill the momentum that you have. Your listing becomes stale, and people always want to know, hey, if my house is on the market for too long, does that create a negative perception of my listing? I'm going to say to an extent, yes. Yes, it does. If you've been at the same price for 60 days, 90 days, in an area where homes are selling and they're selling quickly and they're getting very close to asking price, chances are you're overpriced. Now, that's not the only thing that it could be, and I want to add that as a caveat. But if your agent doesn't understand how to sell real estate in this market right now based on what people are willing to pay and what buyers are thinking and feeling as they look at your property online to make the decision as to whether they go and view your property in person and ultimately make an offer, if there's a disconnect there, I'm not going to say you're hopeless, because even, a blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while, but you're going to be in a tough spot. I think the other thing here is, again, reviewing pricing in detail based on your desired goal. When I sit down with folks, I show them what I look at when I do research in pricing a property. They see what I see. I'm not giving them some boiled down version of their value. And I'm certainly not walking into a house and saying, okay, well, I know homes in this area probably sell for, $350, $375. They're motivated. Let's put it at $350. Or, you know what? Here's everything that's sold in the past 12 months. Average price per square foot's, $150. We'll just price it at $150 a square foot. That should be good enough. I mean, that's right about what homes are selling for. It's just a lazy way of pricing properties. If you're here to, say that the granite that you put in the kitchen and the expensive hardwood floors that you put throughout the house and the new roof that you have and the new HVAC you have doesn't count for something because you're subject to average price per square foot in a neighborhood, then you're wrong. That's not how you value real estate. And so people that aren't going through that process with folks, I think, are setting them up for failure. And hey, they might be really happy at the fact that they sold their home really quickly, but the question is, could you have sold it for more? Is it our responsibility to help you sell your home for the most money possible in a reasonable amount of time? Now, I get it. Some people are in dire straits right now. They need to sell their home fast, and there's a separate strategy for that. But if your intent is to sell your home at a fair price in a fair amount of time, and the agent that you rely on to guide you through that process is lazy in their approach and in their advice and their consultation, it costs you money. It's just reality. So that agent needs to be very specific with you about why they think it should be listed for the price they're suggesting, and what it's going to sell for, and how long it's going to take, and what are some of the terms associated with the deals that typically happen in that area and price range. Should you be factoring in the fact that the buyer's likely going to ask you to pay their closing costs? Are there other things that you should consider that might end up costing you money? That's one of the reasons why we do a free pre-listing home inspection. We want to get those issues addressed, and we want to know what we're looking at monetarily so that we can factor that into the overall game plan. I would also say that, be cautious of the agents that don't recommend anything before, you put your home on the market. I very seldom walk through a house that needs nothing. There's usually something that can be done to increase a homeowner's appeal to prospective buyers. I think now, especially now, as people start becoming a little more hurt financially by everything that's going on, they're gonna start making some bigger moves, bigger price reductions, larger amounts in each price reduction that they take, so that they can just sell the house and move on. And so for the folks that say, it's probably worth $335, let's list it, $365, so that we can build in some room for negotiation, and that you have to replace your carpets and your roof is old and blah blah blah. It's just you just keep pushing yourself further and further away from the price or the value in which your home will actually sell for. So just be cautious of that. And also, you have to ask them questions about how they have changed their marketing approach. How have they capitalized on what's happening right now? And I say capitalized, I want you guys to understand, of course, that I have empathy for the situation and for folks that are going through very difficult times, whether it be health or financial related. But there are ways of using what's happening right now to more effectively sell real estate. And if those agents haven't made those changes in their business, then the old way of doing things is not working as well. And then to my first segment, they've got to be running their business like a business. You have to look for the people that are organized and prepared and passionate and confident in their value proposition, in their ability to help you produce results, and that you feel comfortable representing you and your home's value. If you don't feel comfortable with the agent and their presentation of themselves and their service and their overall value, what are the chances that that's going to bleed through in the way in which they present your home and protect your value? Things to think about. So when we come back, I'm going to give you just a few more pieces of advice. If you want to reach out to me, if some questions about how we're doing things and how we're selling real estate at a high level still, feel free to give me a call, 843-400-8009. That's 843-400-8009. Or visit our website, listingsincharleston.com. That's listingsincharleston.com. Or, of course, you can just send me an email, Brian with an I, at BrianBeattyTeam.com. Brian at BrianBeattyTeam.com. Stick around for a few more minutes of the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show here on the Big Talker, 1250 WTMA and WTMA.com.
Stay tuned for more of the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show on 1250 WTMA and WTMA.com.